This whole section is filled with the loves and lies of all my children's Tad Martin. I'm Reba McEntire, and today I'm going to take you way, way back when they used to call him Tad the Cad. And that wasn't some lovable nickname. He really was a cad. Tad earned his reputation when he started romancing Liza Colby while having a steamy affair with her mother on the side. Funny thing is, Tad's sister, Jenny Gardner, was as pure as he was poison. At this time, Jenny was modeling in New York City and unhappily engaged to Tony. But Jenny still loved Greg. Jenny and Greg. Those two star-crossed lovers never could get a break. Now, in this episode, Jenny's just come back to town to tell Greg one last time how much she loves him. First stop, the Glamorama.
Mama? Jenny! Oh, Angel! Sweetheart! Why did you tell me you were coming to visit?
Well, I just decided at the last moment.
Oh, honey! Did you miss Pine Valley, or was it just your mama you wanted to see?
I think it was both.
Oh. Is there something wrong, honey bunch?
No, nothing's wrong, Mama. I came down to see Greg.
Oh, Jenny, don't tell me you're still hung up on that boy.
Mama, I love him. And, I have to find out how he feels about me.
What are you doing?
I'm calling him.
Just a moment. No. We're going to have to discuss this for a minute.
Yeah, well, what's this big plan of yours? Who'd you go see?
Vera.
Vera?
Yeah, and I also had to stop by my mother's house to give her some excuse for being gone all day. You know, otherwise she would get suspicious. That's why it took so long.
Wait a minute, back up here. Vera, why'd you go see Vera? She ain't exactly your biggest fan, you know.
Because I went to ask her to help us get our baby back.
Angela, be serious. How's Vera gonna help us get our baby back?
Do you think you could have called to warn me? I was already late for class. And I came over as soon as it let out. What did Liza say to you?
Well, for one thing, she told me that you had told her who I was having the affair with.
What? And Tad, you know I wouldn't rat on you.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. I know you wouldn't do that.
All I told her was that I had no clue who the other woman was.
Yeah, well, thanks for doing that much. Yeah, but you can believe there was a couple hairy minutes there before I realized she was bluffing.
You don't really think Liza has any idea about her mother, do you?
No way.
Good. Because I'd hate to know what would happen if she found out. Can't stand the sight of blood.
Thanks a lot, Bobby. Now, look, as far as I know, the only thing Liza suspects is that I'm having an affair with an older woman. Now, as long as she can't put two and two together, I'm okay.
Who's this?
You like this?
Yeah, who gave it to you?
Me.
You bought it yourself?
Mm-hmm. Is there something wrong with that?
You went and bought yourself a gold chain. Nice.
Hello, darling. I didn't hear you come in. Liza, something wrong?
You'd like to tell me what this is about? It's between Greg and me. You're implying that it's none of my business. Well, if you want to put it that way, yes. Jenny, that is very rude.
Mrs. Nelson,
I don't care how important this may be to you. There is no excuse for bad manners.
I'm sorry you think I was rude. That's not what I came here to do.
Oh, really? Well, and what are you here for? And why is it that every time you come here, there is trouble?
I'm not trying to cause any trouble, Mrs.
You
Nelson.
do nothing but cause trouble for Greg.
All I want is a chance to see Greg.
Yes, and it's obvious what's on your mind. Can't you understand that he doesn't think about you anymore? He is very involved with Amanda. He's forgotten completely about you.
Maybe he has, but I still need to see him.
Darling, What does your fiancé think about all this?
I guess I should just go to the university and tell
No, Jenny!
What?
Wait. Jenny, darling, why don't you go on home, and I'll have him call you when he gets back.
Would you? Or would you forget?
Well, it's clear that living in New York has not improved your manners at all.
I'm sorry, but no, I don't trust you, Mrs. Nelson. Goodbye.
Well, Enid, your pulse is normal. Blood pressure's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a relief. How do you feel, Mom?
Oh, much better. Oh, much better. I just feel so foolish, dragging you over here for nothing, Joe. I'm sorry.
Don't be silly, Enid. Tell me something. Have you been overexerting yourself? Has something happened to upset you?
Oh, no. Nothing. I was here by myself. I thought I'd go downtown, and then I went for my coat, and suddenly I was all dizzy. I don't know what it was.
Well, listen, I'm sure that nothing serious, but just to be on the safe side, I'd like for you to come down to the hospital and let me run an 8 kg.
Oh, Joe, surely that's not necessary.
No, Dr. Martin's right, Mom. You said you told me yourself that your heart was racing and you felt dizzy.
Yes, I think we'd all feel a lot better once we have you checked over.
Mama, if you don't want me to use your phone, I'll just go find one on the street or use...
Hey, hold it. I just said we ought to discuss this, honey. I don't think you've thought it through.
I have thought it through, Mama. I am so tired of lying, and I just want to tell him I love him.
Well, what do you expect him to say when you tell him that, honey?
I don't know.
Do you think that he is going to say that the two of you should get back together or something?
Mama, I have to try.
Well, all right, darling, but if it's so important to you, what are you using the phone for? Why don't you go find him?
Because I was already over at his house, and he wasn't there. I had to talk to his mother again, and she was no help as usual. I went over to the university. By the time I got there, he'd already left.
Well, did Mrs. Nelson say that she would give him a message for you or something?
I don't trust her. It wouldn't be the first time she didn't give him a message of mine.
You know, I don't like this one little bit, Jenny. Every time you turn around, that boy breaks your heart.
You can't blame all of this on Greg. I've hurt him, too, and that is why it is so important to me to let him know how I really feel right now.
But what if he don't feel the same way, sweetie?
Then I'll just have to accept that.
Boy, I think you just are making a terrible mistake here. But it's your life.
I respect your opinion, Mama, but it is my life, and it's something I have to do, okay?
Tad, don't you feel the least bit guilty?
About what?
Sleeping with both of them. I mean, it's one thing to be fooling around with two different women, but a mother and a daughter?
Hey, now, wait a minute. You can spare me this sermon because I did not go looking for this. And another thing, you can be sure that I had a great time trying to cover up my tracks.
Then why did you do it?
Why not? Why the hell not? Both Liza and her mother are very attractive women. They both turn me on, each in her own way.
Dad, I think there's something else that turns you on, you know? The risk. You like living dangerously.
What are you, my shrink?
You know, you're lucky Mrs. Colby gave you the shaft, buddy.
Oh, great. So now you're Ann Landers, right?
I'm serious, man. I mean, it's bad enough to think what would happen to Liza if she found out about you and her mother. But have you thought what your parents would do?
You know, you're not exactly helping me to breathe any easier.
Good. Because I know your parents. And I know that if they knew what you were up to...
What kind of friend are you?
A good one. And it just makes me nervous thinking about all this.
All right, then why don't you do me a favor?
Dad, Johnny, you home?
Mom? What are you doing here?
Oh, how nice to see you.
Hi, Mrs. Warren.
I was on my way to the supermarket, and I thought I'd stop and see if Kate needed anything.
Oh, well, Mom, Gran is at Millie's, and Bob and I were just hanging out.
Oh, Bob, from what I hear, you two boys had a most wonderful vacation in St. Lucia.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
You know, I'd love to hear more about it. Why don't you stay and have dinner with us?
Oh, I don't think I can do that,
Oh, listen,
Mrs.
come
Martin.
on, come on. We'd love to have you. I'm making Tad's favorite pot roast.
Well, it sounds great, but I'm going to have to pass it up this time.
Oh.
My mother expects me home, and I got a ton of homework.
Oh, well, that I can understand.
Yeah.
Some other time, then.
Okay, great.
You know, we haven't seen nearly enough of you around here lately.
Well, Tad's had a pretty busy social life.
Yeah.
But thanks. I'll take you up on that invite another time.
See that you do.
Okay. I got to go.
Listen, Bobby.
Yeah,
Thanks for the book.
no problem. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss Martin.
Merci, darling.
Okay.
Be good.
Liza? Darling? Please stop staring like that and talk to me. Look, darling, if there's something wrong, please tell me about it, Liza. Liza? A daytime to remember.
Hi, I'm Reba McEntire, and I'm glad you can join me for today's journey through Pine Valley's past. Do you remember the two words guaranteed to make every Pine Valley mother shudder? Tad Martin! He's in the hot seat in today's Daytime to Remember. You know, if my son Shelby shows any signs of turning out like Tad, his daddy is going to have a little talk with him. But since he's only 7, I don't suppose we have to worry about that just yet. Back in 1983, I was always hoping someone would give Tad a good thrashing. But then just when I'd be really mad at him, he'd smile that sly little smile of his, and I couldn't help but fall in love with him all over again. Still, Tad will always have a tough time living down his reputation as Pine Valley's most lovable lady killer. Just ask Liza Colby. She had just found out that he was having an affair with her mother. That's the sticky situation in this historic episode of All My Children, picked by Soap Opera Digest as one of the best ever.
Liza, what are you talking about?
Talking about the affair that you're having with my mother?
Do you know what you're saying?
You see, all the pieces started to fit. All the times that you were at my house with my mother, getting better acquainted.
Oh, Liza.
When I thought that you were there for me. What a laugh you must have had.
Liza, come on, your mother doesn't even like me.
You know something? I think you're right. But that didn't stop her from getting into bed with you, did it?
Your imagination is
My
working
imagination
overtime.
is just fine, Dad. Did my imagination make my mother call you at the hearth? Oh, but that was because you were buying me a present, wasn't it? What present? And what about your mother at the yacht party saying how wonderful it was that you were being with a woman your own age for a change, huh? Well,
Liza,
no wonder.
Liza, you've got it all wrong.
Oh, no. No, I don't think I do. How many other people know about your little affair, Tad, besides your mother and Bob Georgia? How many other people know what a disgusting little piece of trash you are?
No, wait a minute, man. This is ridiculous. You got no proof, so you just go ahead. You rant and rave all you like, Liza. Go on.
Oh, I have proof.
But you don't.
Why don't you go upstairs and get your gold chain? You know, the expensive one with the big gold links.
What has that got to do with it?
Because you know where it is. It's at my house, where you left it after you made love to my mother.
No.
Shut up. I hate you both.
No, Liza, wait. Wait. Liza, no. Liza, come on, Liza. What are you going to do?
You'll just have to wait and see, won't you? Oh, Tad.
Yeah, she would have to have a name like Jones for her last name. There's 10 Joneses in this book
Yeah,
here.
but the thing is, I couldn't find out whether or not she lived in Center City, Landview, or Pine Valley.
Yeah, I guess we won't know until we start checking it out, though, right?
Wait a minute. Mr. Tate is not going to let the baby leave this area until the adoption is final. The woman must live around here.
Well, let's stop wasting time and start checking it out. Call these people, right?
Jesse, wait a minute.
What?
We can't do that.
Well, how else are we going to find a baby?
Look, if we call, we're just going to be alerting everyone that we're looking for him. And if we find the right Mrs. Jones, it'll be so easy for her to lie over the phone.
She has a point. She does.
The woman might even tell Mr. Tate that someone's snooping around.
And you know what happens then? He would move it like that, honey.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Check out all these Joneses personally?
It's the only thing we can do. And I think once we get our foot in the door, it's going to be so easy to tell if there's a baby in the house.
Yeah.
How'd you get so smart? Huh? Come on, let's go.
Wait. I don't want to bring your head down, but how do you know that you will recognize your son when you see him?
Vera, I would know my son in a minute.
But it's been a couple of weeks, and babies change a lot, you know, when they're that little.
No,
girl.
but he has a little small birthmark on his left arm, so I'll know for sure.
Okay. Do you want me to help?
No thanks, Vera. We appreciate everything you already did for us.
Yeah, Jesse and I can take it from here. Vera, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Hey, same goes for me, huh?
Yeah. Well, look, I got to get back to work. You got to get going, but let me know what happens, okay?
Oh, yeah, you know
Don't
that.
forget.
You know that.
Oh, hi there.
Ethel said you wanted to see me?
Yes, I do.
Oh, but Mrs. Taylor's due any minute.
Well, okay, this won't take that long. Let's just sit down and have a little talk for a second here.
Oh, boy, you look so serious. I hope you're not dissatisfied with my work.
Not at all. I think you do a great job here. I always have, and I always will.
Well, thank you. That's nice to hear. It's not easy pleasing all those women.
Oh, don't I know it? No, nobody here appreciates what you do more than I do. That's why I'd like to offer you a proposition.
What proposition?
Well, as you probably know, me and Ralph Purdy have quite a heavy involvement going on between us.
Yes, I do, and I'm very happy for you, Opal.
Thanks. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if he asked me to marry him, and if he does, you don't have to guess what my answer would be.
Oh, well, I hope you don't take offense, Opal, but I think anybody in town could guess your answer.
That's what I'm going to miss about you the most, your sense of humor, Jimbo.
You are?
Yeah.
Are you planning on retiring, okay?
No, not exactly. Now, put yourself in Ralph's shoes. If you were him, president of Lambview National Bank, would you want your old lady working in a beauty parlor?
Well, I hadn't thought about it, but I take it you don't think Ralph will.
Honey, I hope he don't. I hope he wants me going to beauty parlors, not working in them. That's why I got to sell the Glamorama. And I was thinking that maybe you should be the person to buy it.
Don't you think that's a little premature? Why, Mr. Purdy hasn't actually proposed yet.
No, but the smart money says that he will within a week. And when he does, I'm going to accept. So what do you say? You want to buy one or both of my Glamoramas from me?
I have absolutely no interest, Opal.
Oh.
It's not that I don't appreciate your offer. I do. I do, my dear. But look, I'll tell you the same thing that I told Mrs. Wallingford when she asked me to manage the shop. I am first and foremost an artiste. I am a hairstylist. I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in owning a business. Now, my only wish is to stay on here as a respected employee and help bring out the individual beauty of each customer who enters the shop.
What a great speech. Okay, I guess I'm just going to have to try to find somebody else to buy the Glamoramas.
This is the nicest surprise I've had in days. Finding you here when I got home.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go back to the hospital?
Nope, not unless there's an emergency.
Oh, honey, that's wonderful. You got a nice fire going there, sir?
We don't get many chances like this, do we?
No, we don't. Did you have a rough day?
No. As a matter of fact, it was remarkably quiet, except for going over to Enid Nelson's.
Joe, you don't think she's back on tranquilizers, do you?
No, I don't think so. But I'm at a loss to understand what's bringing about this dizzy spell. Possibly it was caused by anxiety over something.
Well, you'd think now that Greg is better, she'd be on top of the world.
Yes, she certainly would. I mean, she certainly ought to be proud of him. He's a fine young man. Well, I must say, I really have admired his strength and determination these past couple of months. Not to make comparisons, but I sure would like to see our Tad exhibit some of these qualities.
Now, listen, our Tad has good qualities of his own. Now,
Look.
wait a minute, listen. Underneath that macho exterior, there's a great deal of sensitivity, honey.
Sensitivity?
Yes.
I hadn't noticed.
Oh, Joe.
I mean, look at it. Upstairs, there's a mess. All over, there's a mess. I mean, he's 19 years old, and he still doesn't know enough to pick up after himself.
Well, I think maybe he's going through kind of a rough time right now. Even though I know that's no excuse.
A rough time over what?
Well, he and Liza are having problems. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he weren't over there right now trying to patch things up.
Well, there you have it. Young love never did run smooth.
No, it didn't.
Well, you see, there's something to be said for middle age, after all.
I do hope that you are not talking about us.
Well, I'm certainly not talking about you. You're never going to grow old. But truthfully, I must say, I don't think I've ever been happier. I mean, in a way, it's as though my life is just beginning.
And indeed it is, Mr. Chief of Staff.
I don't mean just the job, although I'm looking forward to the challenge. It's a feeling of contentment.
I know. I feel that, too.
And of sharing life with the woman I love.
You know, I don't tell you as often as I should. But I love you very much.
Before Infusium, I couldn't get my fingers through my hair. My hair looked like a fuzzball. And now it looks shiny, it looks healthy.
Infusium 23. It's the leave-in Amy believes in.
My hair was so damaged. It was like steel wool. And now it's shiny and smooth. Very surprised the first time I used Infusium.
It's the leave-in Jennifer believes in. Infusium 23 leave-in treatment corrects, restores, structurizes. After one use, hair looks healthy.
I control my hair now. My hair doesn't control me.
Infusium 23, the leave-in you'll believe in.
Now I am a believer.
I do ribs like nobody else.
Bo Gardner, barbecue caterer. My sauce is something special, but it's messy. There's no way I can show up at a party with dirty linens. I've tried a lot of things. Tough stains need something special.
Tide with Bleach has a special ingredient you can actually see that makes it unbeatable on tough stains compared to other leading detergents with bleach. And it helps keep colors bright.
Perfect every time.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
You've got to have the right ingredients, then everything comes out just right.
Dear Mom, camp is rough. Being out in the wild sure makes a kid hungry. But the sandwiches we got just aren't enough. It makes me homesick for you and a hot bowl of Campbell's tomato soup.
Nothing turns an ordinary sandwich into a hot, satisfying meal like rich, wholesome Campbell's tomato soup.
Mom?
I brought you something for those sandwiches.
Wow, tomato soup. You're the best, Mom.
Campbell's makes everything
better.
Imagine life without allergies, indoors and out. Benadryl blocks histamines both indoors and out. That's relief most prescription allergy medicines don't promise. Benadryl, imagine life without allergies, inside and out. Staph bacteria can live almost anywhere. Ow! That's why every cut needs Neosporin. Neosporin kills germs and helps cuts heal 4 days faster. Use Neosporin to help heal cuts faster.
Our CoverGirl said, a disgrace. Layers of makeup on your face? I want liquid concealer and powder in one. And we said, done. Ultimate Finish. The most wonderful compact in the world. Easy breezy, beautiful CoverGirl.
Are you using my X-Lax?
You won't share with your own mother?
Sure I will. I just thought you liked Correctol.
I did, but they changed it last year.
You're kidding. It's different. Well, these little pills are the same as always.
3 out of 4 laxative users agree. X-Lax pills provide gentle, dependable overnight relief.
Good morning.
Sure is. Want to share a muffin?
I thought you liked toast.
X-Lax, so dependable, it's guaranteed. And for extra sensitive systems, try X-Lax stool softener caplets.
The first thing I ever did on a soap was just so completely heinous. People, you know, people really had a lot of fun with that storyline. They had all kinds of reactions, very strange ones. I mean, guys used to walk up to me and go, "Pat and I are a lot alike." So, get some therapy. Women, it was funny, women weren't as turned off by it as I thought. I mean, it's so completely creepy. You know, it's like the character you love to hate, but I mean, women be like, "You anything like you are on television?"
You're the
one that asked me to give you the chain back in the first place.
Oh, that's right. Put all the blame on me. I should have known that you wouldn't be man enough to own up to your part.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Just because you're stupid enough to leave the chain around where your daughter can find it doesn't make me the guilty party here.
I don't know how I got involved in this mess. I mean, why couldn't you have been honest with me from the start, Tad?
Wait a minute. You made the pass at me.
Now, wait a minute. You made the first pass at me, and I never, ever would have got involved with you if I'd known you were involved with my own daughter.
Oh, is that so? From what I understand, you took a few risks before I ever arrived on the scene.
Yeah, well, obviously those risks didn't teach me very much, did they? Not only have I done this to Larry, but I've managed to hurt my own daughter as well.
Come on, Marion. Liza's a lot stronger than that.
Oh, yes, man. You think whatever you need to think to deal with your own silly guilt. She is my daughter, and I know her, and I am frightened at what she might do.
Do you really think that she'll tell your husband?
Oh, would you blame her? Oh, please, don't. You know, Larry he'll never forgive me if he finds out about this. And she may have even told him already.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hey, Rosie, beer coming back?
Well, she said she'd call if she couldn't make it. I haven't heard anything.
Well, then she's coming back. She's pretty reliable. How about another shot, Julie?
Yeah, I'll be right with you.
What can I get you, sweetheart?
Something strong, please.
Got an ID?
Are you serious?
I gotta ask.
Oh, please.
Well, what'll it be?
Straight Scotch. To start with. Poor Jeannie. Everybody's trying to keep her away from the boy she loves. She came all the way home to Pine Valley and never got to see Greg. Now she's back in New York and about to face the fiancé she definitely does not love, Tony.
Hi.
Welcome back. How are things in Pine Valley?
If you're thinking about giving me a hard time, don't.
What do you expect me to do, Jenny? I mean, did you really think I wouldn't find out that you lied to me?
Tony, I couldn't tell you.
Why? Because you couldn't trust me?
Because I didn't want to make you feel bad, okay?
Well, aren't you going to tell me what happened?
There's nothing to tell.
Well, did you see your old boyfriend?
No, I didn't see him, and I really don't want to talk about it right now, okay? Where's Olga?
She's upstairs. Well, what happens now? I mean, are you going to write him again? Are you going to try and call him, or what?
No, I'm not going to try to get a hold of him at all from here on out.
But I thought you said you couldn't go on without getting things resolved.
Yes, I know what I said, but I had a lot of time to think on the train. And I realized that things are definitely over between Greg and me.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Huey.
What do you have?
A nice cold beer.
Got it. Here you go. Where you been? Haven't seen you lately.
Toronto, Chicago, you name it. Candy around.
Nah, it's too early. Should be a little later, probably.
Getting pretty raw outside, wouldn't you say?
You talking to me?
Well, I don't see anyone else around. What's the matter? Don't you talk to strangers?
My mother always told me never to talk to strangers.
Well, then let me introduce myself. My name's Will Shontus. What's yours?
Liza Colby?
Liza. You, come here often, Liza?
Not often.